Arias hitting at 281. Playing at shortstop tonight because they didn't particularly want Desi Relaford to face a knuckleball pitcher. He can foul up a hitter's swing, especially a young hitter. Arias has been around, so he can handle facing it.
He's faced Wakefield a couple or 4 times previous also. Helps a little bit, I guess.
2 for 4.
Yeah. There's Desi.
Make it 3 for 5 for Alex Arias. The Phillies have been hitting the knuckleball, all of them singles, but they have been hitting it. The 4th hit given up by Wakefield.
There it's up a little bit. See how it starts up about waist high and breaks down to the knees. That's the one you can hit. When it's that one and above, when it starts down at the knees, it's tough for hitters to lay off, but that's the one that will get hitters out.
One ball and no strikes to Doug Glanville. He walked his first time up. Mike Clark and Tommy Gannon from Philadelphia here tonight. From a fastball, got it over 1-1.
And the Kane family up from Philadelphia to visit some old Philly friends that live here now, the Kellys. All rooting for the Phillies.
Bouncing ball to third base. Valentin to Benjamin. Relay just in time. Dug out nicely by Mo Vaughn. So Glanville rarely hits into a double play. Grounds into an around the horn twin killing.
Especially for a 5 to 4 to 3 double play. As Valentin even double clutched a little bit on that. Mo Vaughn does a nice job picking it out. You see Benjamin makes the turn. Mo Vaughn picks it clean.
Greg Jeffries lost a fly ball into right center field, and it's flagged by Darren Bragg, and that'll retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left. We go to the bottom of the second. Phillies 3 and Boston 1. Up 3-1. John Valentin will lead it off, hitting at 245. It's pretty well hit to center, but Glanville is there, makes the catch.
He's Schilling the last 2 games. In 16 innings, only 6 hits and 1 earned run. That was just that solo home run to Jason Kendall in his last start. He's stepped it up his last couple games.
Scott Hatteberg hitting at 258. Red Sox just traded Jim Leyritz. He was a catcher. They've got Jason Varitek behind Hatteberg, so they felt like they didn't need Leyritz. They traded him to San Diego. Ground ball. Lewis backhands. Throws out Hatteberg. 2 down. Here's what they did. They traded Leyritz and Ethan Baggett, an outfielder, for Carlos Reyes, Dario Veras, and Mandy Romero. Called up Billy Ashley from Pawtucket. He used to be with the Dodgers. He probably will play against left-hand pitching.
And Leyritz wasn't real happy here. He wanted to play more, as he'd been talking about it for a while.
Base hit by Mike Benjamin, who came into the game. Darren Bragg.
Darren Bragg.
Bragg is hitting at 271. Third hit given up by Schilling. This one's foul back and out of play. I sent along our very best to Joanne Clayton, wife of our good buddy Skip Memory Lane Clayton. Joanne will be undergoing surgery next week, and our thoughts and prayers are with Joanne, certainly. 1 ball and 1 strike. Missed 2-1 the count to Darren Bragg. We're in the bottom of the second. Phillies lead at 3-1. Fouls this one out of play down the left field side. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bragg. Struck him out with a splitter. 4th strikeout for Curt Schilling, and that'll be it for the Red Sox in the second. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the third. 3-1 Phillies.
2 and then 2 more at Veterans Stadium, and big Mo Vaughn will bat. Man, you can where our broadcast location is, you can see how he stands right on top of the plate and just dares you to come in there.
That's what really helped him. He'll get up there. If you can get it up on his hands, he'll fight the ball off.
Which is what he did.
And he's so strong. And there's a fastball up and in by Schilling right there. But you don't have a lot of room for error in there.
Yeah, and he fought one off in the first inning, Andy, and flared that ball into center. Now look at this, where this guy stands. You talk about fearless. Of course, he's got all that armor on that front arm, too, the way a lot of these guys do nowadays. And he takes it the other way. Pitches out over the plate. The guy is not only big, he's a good hitter. 2 for 2 is Mo Vaughn. Comes in the 7th leading hitter in the American League at 326, and he's added to those numbers.
Well, that ball's up there. It looks like wanted that in. He's just so strong.
He will not steal a base, though. I don't think. He has no attempt so far this year as O'Leary, the left fielder, fouls it back. Happy birthday to Joan Bell from Augusta, Delaware, who's 81. Also at the ball game tonight, our good friends Debbie and Eric Van Norden, and Kathy Donovan and her mom from Dr. Rich Vasallo's office up in the Northeast. A lot of Phillies fans at this one tonight.
There is a bunch, as you can tell by all the notes.
Got some pretzels here too from Reading.
I haven't seen him.
Margin Bill Sturm from Reading, the Pretzel City, it says here. Fought off into center field, a base hit. Back-to-back hits here by the Red Sox in the 4th inning. Schilling made a real good pitch there on O'Leary, and he gets a base hit to center field.
Well, he's trying to bust them in. These guys, they like to get those arms extended. They can hit the ball out to left field. That ball's up and in. He doesn't hit it good at all, but these guys are strong enough. They got enough power. They can fight it into the outfield.
John Valentin, the third baseman, will bat. He fly to center his first time up. Valentin's another Seton Hall product. Really good baseball program. Also Georgia Tech. See some Georgia Tech guys here tonight, like Nomar Garcia-Parra. Phillies play the infield at double play depth. No outs. Runners on first and second. They lead at 3-1. We're in the 4th. And a fastball misses. Schilling struck out the side in the first inning, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third for a total of 5. 162 on the year to up his major league leading total. Ball 1 to Valentin. The on deck batter, the catcher Scott Hatteberg, a left-handed batter. That one's fouled off just above us. Back down onto the playing field.
Durwood Merrill, the home plate umpire, was an umpire in the California League when I signed. I signed in 71, but 72 I was in the league. Lou Klimchak was a manager, and this is how Durwood is. Lou Klimchak went out to argue. He was red hot. He goes out to argue with Durwood. He says, "You got to be blind. You missed that. You can't see it. There's no way. You better, you got to be blind." And Durwood just real calm. He looks at him. He goes, "Lou, are you an optometrist?" Lou said he wanted to start laughing. He couldn't argue anymore. He just walked off the field. Durwood's one of those fun guys. He enjoys what he's doing, has fun down there.
High 2-1. He just wrote a book. In fact, Ken Griffey did the foreword for him.
Is that
in
right?
that book? Yeah. And I can't remember the name of it, but it's just out like about 2 months. Good pitch by Schilling on the outside corner. 2-2. Schilling seems to be okay with Merrill so far tonight. I mean, you know, he seems to be calling a pretty good game for him. And that's very important to Curt Schilling because he wants to stay out of the middle of the plate and he'll throw in and out, and he needs, you know, umpires to make those calls. Pretty good swing at that one by Valentin. He fouls it back.
Schill got a little bit too much of the plate and a little too high on that pitch. Pretty good pitch. Valentin had a pretty good swing. When you see that ball go straight back like that, that's when you know the hitter is right on it.
Yeah, and a lot of times he'll go away from the pitch. But then in this case, you go to 3-2 if he misses with it. So see what he does. And some confusion as they may be thinking the same thing we're just talking about. On what they want to do here, because he had that good swing at the pitch and went straight back. And now Schilling wants Lieberthal to come out. They just cannot get together on what they want to throw here. And they will talk about it.
You don't want to make a mistake here. I mean, you don't have to talk about the lack of run support for Schilling, although they got him 3 in the first, but you don't want to make a mistake. You want to be on the same page. Lieberthal, it's important he goes out there, that they get together, talk about what they want to do, what's going to be the best pitch here.
Chuck Cottier and Terry Francona, John Vukovic in the Phil's dugout. Now they're ready to go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Base hit up the middle. Mo Vaughn being waved around. Oh, no, he isn't. They stopped him at third. Wendell Kim didn't want to take any chances. So the bases are loaded with nobody out on 3 straight singles. Mo got a decent jump on that, and I thought they were going to send him.
Yeah, I was watching Glanville on the play. Here he wants his fastball and just doesn't get it in there good. But that ball, I mean, Glanville's fairly deep, and he had a long ways to go. It's, I guess, with nobody out, Wendell Kim didn't want to take a chance as Jimmy Williams thinks about it.
So the Phillies play the infield of double play depth again. They'd gladly give up a run for 2 here, and Hatteberg takes a strike. He grounded to second his first time up. Scott Hatteberg batting 7th. Of course, we have the DH tonight, so position players throughout the lineups. And there's the young catcher with the bases loaded. Consecutive singles, 3 in a row, actually, to start this inning. Bases loaded, nobody out for Boston. And he fouls that back. 0-2. Mike Benjamin, a right-handed batter on deck. Hatteberg and Jason Varitek catching here for Boston. They just traded Jim Leyritz to San Diego last night. Varitek's a switch hitter, and Hatteberg, of course, a left-handed batter. 0-2. The pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. He didn't like it. But Schilling picks up a big strikeout. His 6th of the game, 1 out.
That is a big strikeout there, because now you got the double play. You got the force at home. I mean, he had the force at home before. This fastball, Lieberthal, see how he bends his glove down when he catches it? He kind of bends his glove down. That's framing it. That's making that pitch look to the umpire, make it look a little lower than it really is.
Mike Benjamin got a base hit his first time up. Played with the Phillies for a little while. Was injury plagued for the most part when he was with the Phillies. Strike called to him. And Lou Merlone, now the second baseman here. Merlone has a slight leg problem, so Benjamin playing tonight. Mark Lemke still on the disabled list. That's been a problem for them this year, trying to fill that position. Benjamin, fly ball, very shallow right field. Here comes Bobby Abreu on. He makes the play. Vaughn will have to stay there. Crowd's getting all over Wendell Kim, but Bobby Abreu, they don't know that he's one of the best in the National League as far as throwers go. And that would not be a good move for Wendell Kim to send him. So there are 2 away now.
That would have been Abreu's 11th assist because that ball was thrown perfectly. You see, as soon as he catches it, Mo Vaughn breaks to the plate. He's got to go hard. Bobby Abreu, perfect strike to Rico Brogna. I don't think there'd been any chance for Mo Vaughn to score on that ball.
So now there are 2 outs, and Darren Bragg, the big man in the inning for Schilling. As the bases were loaded with nobody out, now there are 2 outs. Bragg struck out his first time up. How about a right fielder batting 9th? He's got pretty good numbers, too.
Yeah.
15 doubles. And he's made 2 great plays in the outfield, although he trapped one of them. Schilling is getting some pitches from Merrill. That pitch may have been a little bit outside, and it was called a strike.
Well, Durwood's been consistent with everything. He's calling strikes back there. And it's a lot easier for an umpire if you're making pitches, too. You show him you can do it.
Well, Schilling will throw it out there if he can get it. That one came in too high, and it's 2-1 to Darren Bragg, formerly with the Seattle Mariners. Hit well to left field. Jeffrey's going back. It's going to hit the wall, and 2 runs will score. And we have a tie game, and that Darren Bragg has knocked in 2 and taken some runs away from the Phillies. So Schilling looked like he might get out of the inning. He doesn't. A double for Bragg. 27 runs batted in. It's 3-3.
I think he wanted to stay away from him. When he got behind 2-1, he knew he had to throw a strike, and that ball, it's low, but left-handers like that ball down there and got a little bit of the plate. Jeffries goes back. I mean, that ball was hit pretty well. Jeffries would have had no chance even going back more to the wall on that. It was hit too hard, and he wouldn't have had any chance to make the catch. Actually played it off the wall very well.
So the Phillies with a 3-0 lead in the first inning. The Red Sox got 1 in the first, now 2 in the fourth, and have tied it. As Jimmy Williams, the manager, looks on, former manager of the Toronto Blue Jays, third base coach for Atlanta. There's Terry Francona. Runners at second and third, 2 outs in a tie game for Darren Lewis, who has struck out twice. That's a pretty good 8-hole hitter they have. There's Schilling at 54 pitches. Great ball strike ratio.
Look at that. That's 3-1. Better than.
Strike called to Lewis, who played a lot of years for the San Francisco Giants, has bounced around since then. And he's led off the last 37 games here for Boston.
He's always been a great outfielder, but his hitting's starting to come around and get more experience. And
bunts it. Is it fair? Rico, no, it just went foul, says Durwood Merrill. Brogna tried to get on it and get it before it went foul, and it just crossed the line. Strike 2.
And see, before that ball gets to the first base line, before it gets to first base bag, it's the home plate umpire's call. That ball just trickles across foul territory. Durwood definitely letting them know it's a foul ball.
Yeah, he made a good call on it. The home plate umpire down the line emphatically making the foul call. So Lewis back with another shot. No balls and 2 strikes on him. Oof. Close. 1-2. Schilling with 6 strikeouts so far. 2 outs here in the fourth inning. Couple of runs in for Boston. Comes back inside and misses. 2-2. On deck batter Reggie Jefferson, the DH. He's a left-handed hitter. There is Jefferson, originally with the Cincinnati Reds. Line drive to right and a base hit. 1 run scores. Here's another runner being waved around. The throw to the plate is late, and the Red Sox get 2 more on the single by Darren Lewis and lead it 5-3. All with 2 outs.
He just came in with the fastball to Lewis. He got him the last time up after coming in with the fastball, came back in again. Here he gets, oh, that didn't look like a fastball. It looked like it might have been a splitter that he threw kind of hard. A lot of times you throw that splitter too hard, it's going to stay up. Abreu with the strong throw, but he's just up the line with it.
Lewis taking second on the play. And now Jefferson the batter, and he hits it foul down the third baseline. Look at the crazy carom that ball takes.
Rocky Rowe had to move down there, a third base umpire.
There's Rocky Rowe. That's why the infielders have to go back and help on those balls that might take a carom like that off the wall.
Yeah, they've got to be alert out there.
Fouled off. Well, you come play these American League teams and they go to hacking. They are used to offense in this league, and they swing. So Schilling, who had a 3-0 lead, now trails along with his ball club 5-3 here in the 4th inning, as the Red Sox have scored 4 in the inning with 2 outs. And there's Darren Lewis on at second after the 2-run single. That's hit well to left. That ball is going to hit the wall. Come back to Jeffries. Another run will score. It'll be a long single for Jefferson. 6-3 in favor of the Red Sox. Phillies are playing a really hot team this week in these guys. They're 16 games over 500, and they are smoking the ball.
They've won 9 out of their last 11. It's a fastball. See Lieberthal reaching over the middle of the plate, and he just got that too much of the plate there. And Wade Boggs, Freddie Lynn, some of those guys used to play pepper with that wall there and get singles on a lot of balls they feel they should have doubles on, but because it's a high wall, he's held to a single. A good play by Jeffries.
That's a lot of runs for Schilling to give up. He gave up 7 earned runs in that game against the Cubs at Wrigley Field when the Phillies made their first trip out there, and that probably is his high for the year. He gave up 7 runs against Florida, but only 4 were earned. Gave up 7 against Cincinnati. No, that's hits. No, 7 has got to be it. 7 is his highest.
Chicago.
Yeah, against Chicago. That's it. I mean, that's his high for the year.
And only gave up 4 one time, and other than that, it's been 3 twice and 0, 1, and 2.
Strike called. So the Red Sox have batted around, and all this damage came after it looked like Schill might get out of the inning. 3 straight hits and then 2 outs, and now they have gotten 3 more hits. And the pitch to Garcia Parra is inside. He's tripled and scored a run and lined out to Jeffries. He's hit it hard twice tonight.
And one of those pitches, Schill had Darren Lewis 0-2 threw him a good fastball outside part that Durward Merrill had been calling. Looked like Schill didn't get the pitch.
There's a strike call. So the Phillies off to a quick start tonight with a 3-run lead. Now trail by 3. Have to start all over again. Grounded towards short. Arias will go to first. That'll do it. But the Red Sox score 5 runs in the inning on 6 hits and leave 1. And they take a 3-run swing and a miss by O'Leary, who takes a seat after that big rip. He has struck out, singled, and scored. Man, these guys swing hard.
Well, he obviously doesn't get cheated here. There's a high fastball, and he tried to come out of his shoes.
That's good. I mean, you may have to come inside once in a while when a guy swings that hard at you.
You see a guy swing like that and fall down, you saw where that next pitch was.
Sure.
And there was a reason for it, believe me.
You've got to come buzz a guy once in a while after they have a swing like that. And the pitch is a little outside, 2-1. O'Leary, the left fielder. Well to right field. Bobby Abreu going back. It is a home run for Troy O'Leary. His 14th home run of the year. It's 7-3 now in favor of Boston. Well, he looked like he got out front of that one a little bit.
It might have been a splitter that was up high. Either that or a slider that he just got out in front of, but the ball looked like it was up. I think that was a splitter, but Schill just got it up too high. You see it comes down, hits that railing back there. Bobby just ran out of room in right field.
Valentin, the batter, and the pitch is outside. He has flied out, singled, and scored a run. 7 runs now scored by Boston after the Phillies scored 3 in the first inning. Valentin high in the air to left field. Jeffries plays it and looks up, and it's gone. It's into the netting for another home run. That is the 9th of the year for Valentin. Back-to-back go the Red Sox, and they lead at 8-3.
Well, this ball is not hit that well, but that's such a short porch in left field. You got to hit the ball up. You can hit a line drive that would be a home run in a lot of parks and not here, but you hit a pop up here, a fly ball. You get it up high enough, it'll drop right down into that net in left field, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, with no DH, you don't always have to get your pitcher out of there. Nobody warming up yet for the Phillies, but Schilling has given up more runs now in this game than any other game this year.
Well, Darren Winston now beginning to throw in the Phillies bullpen.
Yep, now they get somebody out. There he was. And this one's outside.
Schill just started off so strong at first 3 innings. I mean, he had great command. And
yeah, and you think about the 5 runs they scored with 2 outs in the 4th. I mean, he was almost out of that inning without anything. And then since then, it's been a problem. And there's Valentin, who just hit that fly ball home run. Pop up, playable. Rolling, and Arias, the shortstop, makes the play, 2 outs. As Hatteberg is now 0 for 3. Maxwell House night at the Vet, Friday, June the 26th, when the Phils host the Devil Rays. That's this Friday night. Bring an unopened can of Maxwell House coffee. You can redeem it for a free box seat to the game. Fans must redeem the cans in the center field parking area. 1 can per person. Then Maxwell House will donate all the cans to Phil Abundance. For additional information, call 463-1000. Mike Benjamin takes a strike call. He's singled and flied out. Craig Steer from Valley View, Pennsylvania, up here with Dick Cook from Blairstown, New Jersey. Watching the game here at Fenway Park. They enjoyed it a lot earlier than this part, as the Phillies had an early lead. Fouled back just off to our left and out of play. Gives you an idea of the distances they just announced on those homers, or what happens here in this ballpark. As Schilling's 0-2 is swung on and missed by Benjamin. He didn't think he swung it. We'll give you those distances later. 2 runs, 2 hits, both homers. No errors and nobody left on base. It's 8-3 now in favor of Boston. Bronya leads it off for the Phillies, followed by Mike Lieberthal and Bobby Abreu. Phillies with 3 in the first, shut out since then, as they trail at 8-3 here in the 6th inning. Rico has a sacrifice fly and a run batted in. Wakefield's knuckleball is pop foul out of play left side.
The fan that's going to get booed up there for missing an easy pop up.
Bronya pops one up down the third base line. Valentin will have room, 1 away. Stump the Experts trivia question and answer. Other than the Phillies, for what 3 organizations did Curt Schilling play? From Matthew D'Souza of Yardley, Pennsylvania. The answers are?
Well, I got to guess Boston, of course, Baltimore, and Houston.
That is correct. Thank Matthew for that question.
I didn't know if I was going to get the dong there. I was waiting for it.
You got donged, all right. There's Curt Schilling, who broke in here with the Boston Red Sox. He was their 2nd round pick in January of 1986. As Mike Lieberthal looks at a knuckleball high, he has singled, knocked in a run, and gotten on an error by Valentin, the 3rd baseman. The distances on the homers: O'Leary's 406, 322 for Valentin. That's all that went.
And that's straightaway left, maybe a hair towards left center. And if you hit it 320 feet, that ball was 5 feet deep into the net. That tells you right there. You hit the ball up in the air high to left field. You got a pretty good chance of hitting a home run.
The Green Monster, the fabled Green Monster here at Fenway Park. Strike called to Lieberthal, a fastball from Wakefield, as he was taking all the way on a 3-0 pitch. Well, he's trying to get something going now as they need 5 to tie when we're in the 6th inning. And he fouled that one back. Hitters jam themselves on his fastball.
Yeah, they sit back and wait and wait and wait, and all of a sudden it's too late. But one thing he's doing is like he's changing speeds on his knuckleball, and that's with the knuckleball you get about 4 different pitches. You throw one hard, it doesn't move as much, one slow that goes straight down, one that you can run into the hitter, away from the hitter.
There's one goes away and he walks it. The Lieberthal walks. Wakefield was way off with his control in the 1st inning. He walked Glanville and hit Rowland, and that's the first base runner the Phillies have had since Lieberthal got on in the error by Valentin in the 3rd.
And outside of that error, it's 13 guys that he's gotten out.
Here's Abreu, fly to left and hit that ball to right, on which it appeared Darren Bragg trapped it, although he was given credit for a catch. That would have scored a run for the Phillies. And the pitch is over. Mo Vaughn is playing off Lieberthal a little bit at first base, trying to take the hole away from Abreu. Red Sox have that luxury with a 5-run lead. There you see big first baseman, and Wakefield steps off. It's one or the other. They're either going to play off him or play on him, and he might throw over.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you got to do is look at the notes. Lieberthal doesn't run.
Right. Well, I think knuckleball, well, some pitchers get into a habit anyway, but knuckleball pitchers are really aware of runners on because they run so much on them.
But with the base runner like Lieberthal, you just want to make sure he's stopped there.
Abreu takes it low. Watch him when he throws that knuckleball. Of course, that's a fingertip pitch. A really difficult pitch to throw, but it's a career saver for certain guys, and certainly for Wakefield.
Well, he can throw 150, 160 pitches in a game and be okay.
Fastball misses, 3-1. So he's gone 3 balls on the last 2 hitters. Walk Lieberthal behind Bobby, 3-1. On deck is Kevin Jordan, the DH.
Well, he's had more trouble with men on base. Obviously, that 1st inning, that's a secret. Get that leadoff guy on each inning would be nice. Of course, you always want to do that.
Walk. Nope. Strike called. 3-2. Sorry, Durwood.
Well, Bobby Abreu thought it was a ball too. He started to throw his bat and wisely held on to it.
There's a base hit for Abreu. Lieberthal will stop at second, so the Phillies have something going here in the 6th inning. 2 on with 1 out for Jordan, who has an RBI single off the glove of the shortstop Garcia Parra, and he's also grounded out.
Hey, 3-2 pitch. He throws him a fastball. Bobby's right on it.
Number 23,
right up the middle.
The designated hitter, Kevin Jordan.
The Phillies need somebody to pop one over that short porch and left, get him right back into it. Mark Lewis on deck. He will follow Jordan. And a knuckler is low for ball 1. Wakefield could not get his knuckleball over in the 1st inning. At least he didn't get it called very often.
Well, it's tough. You have to supply the power too if you're going to hit one out. But one thing, if it's down low, it's tough to hit the ball out. If he gets it up and it straightens out a little bit.
High fly ball, left field. O'Leary at the wall. It is off the wall. Lieberthal scores. Here comes Abreu. Vukovic waved him, and then Bobby stopped. So the Phillies get a run out of it as Kevin Jordan hits one high up on that wall. 1 run scores. Runners at 2nd and 3rd and 1 away. I don't know whether Abreu lost Vukovic there or not, but John was waving him.
Well, he comes around third. You see, it looks like a slider, which I don't believe he was. It was a knuckleball, but it broke like a slider. He got that ball up, and that's the one thing you talk about. You got to elevate it. That ball was close to going out, but Abreu's coming around there. John Vukovic was waving him, and all he's got to do, he's got nothing to look at but John Vukovic.
Bobby Abreu now has hit safely in 10 straight, as you see Vuk talking to him down there. And Joe Kerrigan from Philadelphia, the pitching coach for the Boston Red Sox, out there having a talk with Wakefield. So the Phillies trying to claw their way back into this one as they get a left-hander and a right-hander up.
Number 5, the second baseman, Mark Lewis.
John Wasden, the right-hander.
And the left-hander is Ron Mayhay, as in Mayday. Curt Schilling looking on, hoping his ball club and getting back in this one. That's ripped to left, and it's right at him. Bobby Abreu is going to tag and score on the play. They're going to appeal it to see if he left too soon. No, says the third base umpire, Rocky Rowe. So Mark Lewis will get a sacrifice fly and a run batted in. Phillies have 2 back, and it's now 8-5.
That's a good job by Abreu, because as soon as that ball was hit, a lot of guys have their instinct is to just break for the plate. You watch him, he hits it, he gets right back to the bag. O'Leary, with not a real strong arm and left, Abreu easily scores there. Good job by Abreu and by Lewis to get him in.
Kevin Jordan stays at second, and the pitch to Arias is outside. Alex has a single. He's also struck out. So the Phillies have answered back with a couple of runs here in the 6th inning and trail 8-5.
It seems like they get somebody on. Wakefield has more trouble from the stretch.
Pop foul out of play. Yeah, and it's not like he takes a big windup or anything either. He just,
no.
When he does work from what is his windup, he just rocks back a little bit and flips that thing up there.
Well, we've seen these guys come back time and time again. In fact, one of their better comebacks is when Schill got hit around early in Chicago.
That ball's hit well to left center field. Open spaces. Jordan will score. Arias on his way to second. It's 8-6 now in favor of the Red Sox as the Phillies have picked up 3 here in the 6th inning. Give Alex a double, his 4th of the year, and his 11th run batted in.
Well, it's the knuckleball here again, and you see that ball. See where Hatterberg reaches up for it, reaching up waist high. Alex just drills it out there. Darren Lewis does a good job playing it off that wall. It's advantage playing in Fenway. Outfielders know which way the ball is going to go when it hits this fence.
Arias is now
Number 6, the center fielder.
4 for 6 lifetime off Wakefield. One of the reasons why he's playing tonight, and that's going to be it for Wakefield. Here comes Jimmy Williams, the manager, to the mound. He's going to make a pitching change here in the 6th inning. The Phillies have gotten themselves right back into this one. With Glanville, the batter will probably be Wasden. Most runs Wakefield has allowed since he allowed 6 and 7 1/3 innings on April 7th in Anaheim at the start of the year. So the Phillies have gotten to him pretty well here tonight and want to keep it going against the bullpen. We'll be right back. When you dive for a ball, some bad things can happen. That's what happens to Valentin here. See Jeffries leading off. Now he dives for this. It would have just been a single in the hole, but he deflects it. Gets Jeffries to go to third, and here comes the truck around second. All body is that throw by O'Leary, and that's why he threw it high, because he didn't use his legs, trying to rush a throw to second.
A double for Rolen, and Ron Mayhay is the new pitcher coming on for the Boston Red Sox. Mayhay appearing in his 16th game, 1-0 with a 3.63 ERA, and Bronya greets him with a drive that's going to score a run. It's caught by Bragg, tagging as Jeffries. The throw is coming in to second base. Rolen moves up to third, so Bronya gets the job done against the left-hander. Moves them all up, and it's now an 8-7 game. Sacrifice fly by Bronya, his 2nd of the night.
And the Phillies congratulating Rico as he knocks in another run, and Bobby Abreu comes stumbling out of the dugout. He's okay. Good job by Rico, because he gets 2 things done there. He gets a run in, and of course with Rolen, you know he's going to get the 3rd. This Mayhay was a position player at one time, and they turned him into a pitcher. He was an outfielder.
Turned him into a pitcher full-time in '96. The infield comes in now for Mike Lieberthal, who is single, lived on an air, and walked. Hey, 17 in the third inning, 17 hits, 12 strikeouts, too many walks, as you see, 10 walks. Two balls and no strikes to Lieberthal.
Phillies who come back in so many games now, trying to come all the way back from 8-3.
And it's now 8-7 with the tying run at third base. He's a dirty uniform player.
Frankie C. brought some extra drawers for him.
3 balls and no strikes. Green light here with a left-hand hitter due up next.
You bet. With that wall inviting out there in left field.
All right. Popped him up. So that'll be out number 2 in the inning. A pop up to Mike Benjamin.
See, that's just Mike Lieberthal gets a 3-0 green light. The manager shows confidence in you, and he jams himself on this. That pitch is in on him, and he pops it up to the right side. You know, it's a hard game down there, but when you get a 3-0 green light, you have to look at an area.
Bring up Bobby Abreu. His fly to left, lined out to right on a great catch, which really was a trap, but Bragg pulled it off and then singled up the middle to extend his hitting streak to 10 consecutive games. One ball and no strikes to Abreu. Hey comes out of Crestwood, Illinois. He'll be 27 years of age in 6 days. One ball and one strike to Abreu. Eight 7, Boston leading. We are in the 7th inning. Breaking ball on the outside corner. 1-2 to count to Abreu. Calls this one out of play. Still 1-2. Sold out here at Fenway Park tonight. They were sold out at 6 o'clock tonight. Big crowds on this road trip at Wrigley Field, now at Fenway Park. Abreu stays alive at 1-2. Called out on strikes. That will retire the side. Phil's got a run in the inning. 2 hits, no errors, leaving 1. 8-7 Boston as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Now it's time for a Nissan Sports Break. Let's go back to the Comcast Sportsnet studios and Michael Barkin. Well, it's 8-7 Boston as we move to the 8th inning, and Rich Garces will come in to pitch. This will be his 20th game. He's won 1, lost none, 1 save, a good ERA of 2.12. 34 innings, 23 hits, 8 earned runs. He has struck out 32 while walking 16. And opponents are hitting just 187 against him.
Has a pretty good curveball. We saw him in spring training in a game when the Red Sox came over to Clearwater, and he picked up a save that afternoon. And you see what opponents are batting, just 187 against him. And right-handed hitters just 171. He's real tough on right-handers.
6 feet tall. He's listed at 215.
When was that? When he's about 12?
Kevin Jordan will be the first one to face him. KJ as a DH is 2 for 3 with a single and a double. 1 strike to him.
He said he played volleyball when he was in high school. So that was a long time ago, before he was a volleyball player. This with a slider. And he's trying to set up Gordon, and the Phillies down by a run here.
Popped him in the air. Mike Benjamin drifting out. Kevin Jordan retired. Well, we got 2 fireworks nights when the Phillies take on Milwaukee. Friday, July 3rd, Saturday, July 4th. A spectacular aerial fireworks show. Compliments of Mellon PSFS. Right after those games on the 3rd and the 4th. Order your tickets by calling 215-463-1000 or stop by the new Center City location, the Pennsylvania Convention Center at 12th and Arch Streets. 1 ball and no strikes to Mark Lewis.
Tom Gordon out of their bullpen is tied for league lead in saves with Troy Percival. So he's been pretty good.
He's only blown, I think, 1 save opportunity, hasn't he? I think so.
There is that Gordon? Yeah, there he is out there in the bullpen. See that hard breaking ball that Garces just threw? It's more like a curveball, but a real hard one.
Well hit. This game could be tied, and it is. Out of here. Home run, Mark Lewis. Jumped on a hanging breaking ball, and the Phils have come all the way back to tie it at 8 here in the 8th inning.
Right, and that's huge because that takes Gordon out of the game for a while. High breaking ball, and Mark Lewis hits it over that screen in left field. Well, this team's amazing. I mean, they're down 8-3 and look like there's no chance the way the Red Sox were swinging the bats, and Terry says they are now all the way back with that homer by Mark Lewis. There it goes, over everything. Mark Lewis is 5th of the year.
Pops up Alex Arias, and Mike Benjamin will take care of that one. That's 2 down. And it'll bring up Doug Glanville. Glanville has walk grounded into a double play, struck out and lined out.
Phillies have Yorkis Perez and Mark Leiter up in their bullpen, as Curt Schilling has pitched through 7.
Ground ball shortstop Garcia Parra. There's none left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. We're tied. At Fenway Park, we're moving into extra innings. Tied at 8-8. Kevin Jordan will lead it off, and Tom Gordon is the new pitcher, their closer.
Red Sox are 3-0 here in extra inning games at Fenway Park, 4-2 overall.
Foul tips the fastball. Gordon appearing in his 38th game. He has great numbers. 4-1, 23 saves and 24 opportunities, 1.74 ERA. 41 in the 3rd innings, 22 hits and 8 earned runs. 35 strikeouts, 14 walks. Opponents are hitting .154 against him.
He's a reluctant relief pitcher, but it's turned his career around. He struggled as a starter.
Fastball and a good curveball. There is that good curveball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He uses a curveball almost all the time when he's ahead in the count. And he got ahead of Jordan here, 1-2. He's really tough on right-handed batters with that hook.
This one at that time, 2-2 to count to Kevin Jordan.
And Wayne Gomes threw a heck of a breaking ball too to end that last inning. He was not going to give in with a fastball.
Fouled off a fastball. It's still 2-2.
See what happens with it when you thread the curveball that he has, and Kevin Jordan can hit anybody's fastball, but he's protecting against that breaking ball now, and he got a late swing on a fastball. There's Gomes. He did another good job tonight. He's really grown up a lot. You can count on him now.
Yeah, he has been good late in games. Just missed full count.
Oh, they trust him. I mean, when you use him in those kind of situations, the way you're using Gomes now, that means the manager has a lot of confidence in him.
Pokes it into center field. Base hit. Kevin Jordan.
Well, he's a good hitter. He got a 3-2 fastball there, broke his bat, and still fought it off and got himself a hit. Here it is. It's a 3-2 heater, and you see it comes in off the trademark base hit.
He'll be taken out for a pinch runner. Kevin Sefcik will come into pinch run.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Phillies are 6-3 in extra inning games.
Now running for Jordan at first base. Number 11, Kevin Sefcik. Sefcik now running for Jordan.
Red Sox are 4-2 in extra inning games, 3-0 here at
Second
Fenway.
baseman, Mark Lewis.
Mark Lewis has not sacrificed yet this year.
Lewis is 0-2 or 1-3 with a sacrifice fly and a game-tying home run in the 8th inning.
Move over to first, and they're trying to see whether or not Lewis would show bunt.
They're looking for bunt here. He is around to bunt and takes it low for a ball, 1-0.
Lewis is 2 for 8 lifetime off Gordon with a double. Couple of walks and 2 strikeouts.
Kevin Sefcik is back.
Made an obvious bunt situation, so the third baseman Valentin is coming down the line hard. Lewis needs to try and bunt this ball first base side.
He does. Gets it down to first base to Mo Vaughn, who tags out Lewis. Sacrifice is good. It goes 3 unassisted. Moving Sefcik to second base and bringing up Alex Arias.
Nice job by Mark Lewis. First time this year he's been called on to sacrifice, and he gets it done.
Number 26, the shortstop, Alex
Arias is 2 for 4 with a single and a double. Just inside with a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Good catch by Hatteberg, 2 balls and no strikes.
Been pretty impressive behind the plate tonight. Handled the knuckleballer well, and he's had a couple of tough plays in the dirt with runners on base, and made them all.
Two and 1 to Alex Arias. Doug Glanville waiting on deck. He's low with it, 3 and 1. Line drive, but it's hooking foul. Oh, he crushed that ball, but foul.
Trying to do a Carlton Fisk. But that ball had a lot of hook on it. Boy, Gordon made a risky pitch and got away with it. He comes down and in to Alex Arias, and the ball hooked the whole way.
So a full count to Arias. Sefcik at second base and 1 out here in the 10th. Walked him. So the Phils with 2 men on base, 1 out for Doug Glanville.
See them on the phone to the bullpen, the manager Jimmy Williams. Gordon pitched an inning yesterday in Tampa, so they probably don't want to go more than an inning with him.
Got the save for Pedro Martinez.
Right, that game against the Devil Rays. Gordon, up until just 2 years ago, was still a starter. And there's that left-hander, Barkley, we were talking about. And then last year, Boston started using him a little bit as a relief pitcher. And then this year, he's come into his own as a real good closer.
Doug Glanville is 0 for 4 with a walk tonight. Curveball. Missed with it.
Doug Glanville 2 for his last 20 after being incredibly hot. So he was due to have a little down period, and you know, you'd look for him to get his bat on the ball here somewhere.
Another curveball. Kerrigan must have told him to use his deuce. 2 balls and no strikes to Glanville.
Well, and good discipline by Doug to stay off them too. That's a hard curveball to stay off. It's a lot easier to stay off it when you're ahead in the count.
Fastball grounded in the hole, base hit. Let's see if they're going to try to wave Sefcik around. They are. O'Leary's throw, and he's out at home plate. John Vukovic gambled and lost as Sefcik is nailed at home plate. O'Leary to Hatteberg.
Well, in this ballpark, the left fielder is up really close no matter what. It's not like in a normal park where your outfielders are deep. There's the hit we thought Glanville was about due for. But look how close O'Leary is. And as Harry said, he gambles. Perfect throw. Sefcik tries to run Hatteberg over. A nice effort by Kevin Sefcik because he's out by 10 feet, and that was his only hope. That's a great throw. I mean, it's right on line.
And it brings up Greg Jeffries. There's a base hit. Now we're going to see if trying to score is Arias to throw to the plate, and he is going to score as Jeffries singles in a go-ahead run.
It's easier the other way because they got to play a little deeper. And plus the outfielder has to go to his left on that play to Darren Lewis. Greg Jeffries hooks his ball just enough to the left on a curveball there that it's a tougher place. He has to throw across his body, can't get as much on it, and the throw is way late. And that makes everybody real happy on that Phillies bench, especially Gomes. He's a pitcher of record.
Mark Leiter is up in the bullpen. He will come on with the Phillies taking a 9-8 lead. Scott Rowland will try to increase that lead, lays off the breaking ball.
Greg Jeffries doing a really good job this year for the Phillies, and especially with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, he came into the game hitting .347 with runners in scoring position. That was a big hit, especially after the Phillies had a runner thrown out at the plate.
Right.
Rowland is 1 for 3. 2 balls and no strikes.
This is not a save opportunity for Gordon coming in, but as Harry mentioned, he's only blown 1 save this year, so you're looking at a guy who's done a terrific job for the Red Sox.
He's had 3 hits off him, and opponents were hitting just .154 against him coming in. Got the fastball over 2-1.
Well, they've done a lot of good things in this inning. I mean, you have a guy get a bunt down who hasn't done it all year, and that being Lewis, to get the runner into scoring position.
Three balls and a strike to Rowland, and Rico Brogna waits on deck. Bills lead at 9-8, trailed in this game 8-3 after 5 innings of play.
After originally leading 3-0.
Scott thought it was low, probably was, but called a strike, full count.
Take a look at it. Pretty good.
Full count to Rowland. Struck him out, and that will retire the side. But the Phils got a go-ahead run here in the 10th. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 10th, 9-8 Bottom half of the 10th inning here at Fenway Park. Phillies lead by a score of 9-8. Ruben Amaro has come into play left field. And the new pitcher is Mark Leiter coming on for Wayne Gomes. Good job by Gomes. Won 1 1/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 2 strikeouts, no walks. And now it's in the hands of Leiter to try to save it for Gomes. Leiter is appearing in his 35th game, 2 wins, 2 losses, 13 saves, and 16 save opportunities, a .307 ERA. 44 innings, 33 hits, 15 earned runs. He has struck out 44 and walked 20. There's Gomes, who has a vested interest in this half inning.
He did his job tonight.
He could win his 6th ball game out of the bullpen.
Well, Wayne Gomes is one of the there's a lot of success stories on this team this year. In my mind, he's one of the biggest ones because he's a guy that took his career into his own hands this offseason and worked like a dog day after day with Jeff Cooper and Mark Anderson, and came to camp in great shape, giving himself a chance to compete, and he's done a terrific job this year, and he deserves a lot of credit.
He got through the meat of that Red Sox order. 2, 3, 4, and 5 guys in the 9th inning. So now Leiter will face the 6, 7, and 8. John Valentin has lined out, singled, homered, and grounded out. High fly ball into shallow center field. Glenn Bell lopes in. 1 out on 1 pitch. And it'll bring on Scott Hatteberg, the catcher. Hatteberg is 0 for 3 with a walk.
Number 10, the catcher, Scott Hatteberg.
Fastball is high, 1 ball and no strikes. Doing nothing to Hatteberg. Midray Cummings has moved into the on-deck circle. Next fill to bat for Mike Benjamin. 2 balls and a strike. Fouls it out of play. 2-2 the count to Hatteberg. Bills lead 9-8, bottom half of the 10th inning. It's wide, a full count.
Phillies have Rico Brogna on the line at first, trying to take any extra base hit away from this left-handed batter. Rolling off the line at third, as you see there.
Fouls off another pitch, still 3-2 to Hatteberg. Struck him out. That's 2 down here in the 10th inning, and it will bring on Midray Cummings to bat for Mike Benjamin.
Mark Leiter with a high fastball, and he gets him to chase it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Midray Cummings has had some odyssey since he was released by the Phillies. He was in Cincinnati in spring training. Phillies saw him with Cincinnati. Next thing you know, they saw him in a Red Sox uniform during the spring.
He's hitting at .286 as a pinch hitter. He is 6 for 14 with a home run and 5 runs batted in. So he's done a good job coming off the bench. 1-0 to meet Ray Cummings. Two balls and no strikes. Damon Buford due up next. Popped him up, should be the ball game. Scott Rowland waits and foul ground and squeezes it. Phils win in extra innings by a score of 9-8 here at Fenway Park in Boston. A 1-2-3 save for Mark Leiter, his 14th save of the year, and Wayne Gomes picks up his 6th win out of the bullpen. So the Phils win on the RBI hit by Greg Jeffries with 2 outs. Jeffries' 3rd hit of the ball game as the Phillies here at Fenway came back from an 8-3 deficit to go on to win 9-8 here in 10 innings. So the Phils continue playing good baseball in extra innings. The Phillies' record now in extra innings is now 7-3, including 5-1 on the road. Greg Jeffries is our Chevrolet player of the game. He got the game-winning hit in the 10th inning, one of his 3 hits on the night.
What, the Phillies' only extra inning game they've lost on the road is opening day?
That's correct.
Pretty amazing.
That's correct. Opening day against those New York Mets. Boston loses their first extra inning game at home. They go to 4-3 as Wayne Gomes wins his 6th out of the bullpen. A good night here at Fenway Park in Boston for the Fighting Phils, who battle back once again.
There's Wayne Gomes, a happy guy, along with all his teammates. That's a nice win here tonight.
Yes, it was. Phillies first here at Fenway Park, and the Phillies now 3-2 on this road trip to 2 tough cities, Wrigley Field, Chicago, and Fenway Park, Boston. 9-8 final Phils in 10 innings. We'll be back with a recap right after these messages.